I'm not going to save this model. So let's see a model with a moderating variable, how it would look like. Let's say a model with a moderating variable. So I'll just probably come back here and then do this. Let's see how it goes from here. Okay, so I'm going to be using 3 IVs and 1 MV as to 1 DV. So we have this. I'll be a bit fast this time around. I think we already know how to go about this. So I'll be a bit fast here. A bit fast here, okay. These are the ones I'm using as the independent variable. So I will now use social media as a moderating variable. Social media as a moderating variable. So I'll do like this. And I'll now use this. This is the DV. Okay. Now this is where your moderating variable should be placed. This is your moderating variable. And then we come to connect. And we draw here, it drops. We draw here, it drops. We draw here, it drops. Okay. Drop there. And this is how a moderating model looks like. And I'll just go straight to run the structural model. I will not do the measurement model. To do the measurement model, you click here, but let's just run the structural model very quick. This is structural model. And okay, complete slower. Okay, everything here is good. So we just click start calculation. It's calculating everything at the back end. Calculating everything at the back end. Now we can see the difference between this and the previous model. This is now moderating, so it's taking a little time to run, but eventually it will run. Eventually. Another thing I would like to say is if your system is a bit slow, it can also affect the software, but eventually it will run. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. See the output? Now we can click this and drag to show this. Click and drag here. Click here. Okay. Because the numbers were overlapping. So you can click here. You can just arrange it. You can arrange it yourself. It's that easy. All of this too. All of this can also be arranged. So we can see still significant, still significant, still significant. But then this result, we can see that this guy does not have any significance. This guy does not moderate this relationship in any way. It doesn't moderate any of the relationships. Social media, advertising does not moderate any of the, and I'm not surprised. Social media too is a medium of advertisement, so it can't moderate television advertising or it cannot moderate the relationship between television advertising and consumer patronage. It's not social media, so the result is quite very, very correct. The result is very correct. 0.3, 0.5, 0.9. These are all above our significant level of 0.0. Model looks like. We can have a mitigating model. We can have a moderating mitigating model. So far, you can conceive it in your mind. SEM can analyze it for you. And Smart PLS makes this very easy. I hope we've gotten this very clear, please. I want to hear responses, please.
Yeah, that is clear. That is clear enough. Well, if it's very clear to you, so please use the chat to say so. Okay, so I see how this works, right? So if this is mediating, then the arrows, the connectors will rather point to the SMA. And then the SMA points to the CP, right?
No, the SMA, which is the moderating, points to the arrows.
No, I get that. I said if this is a mediating, if this was a mediating setting,
the relationship between the independent variable.
No, we get this.
Okay, if this was
a mediating setting, okay. The connector for TA will rather point to SMA, and then SMA will have another connector pointing to CP, right?
You're correct. You're correct. Very correct.
Exactly. Great.
Very
so
correct.
So everyone, why I had to bring that up is because all of this has been covered in our research bootcamp course, which I'm going to drop the link to the research bootcamp course in the chat as well, and the link to the course that is called data cleaning and preliminary data analysis. So this will give you a whole idea about some of these outliers, data analysis, missing data, all of those background information that may help you while you're learning SEM. All right.
And you need those, you need your data. Your data must pass through that process before you can get here. Your data set must meet those assumptions. So please do well to go watch those videos, because your data set must see the outlier. Just be sure your data set is fit enough for a structural equation modeling analysis.
Thank you so much for confirming that, Yudi. Okay, so we'll stop the recording and take any other questions, right? So, but this is the end of this training. Thank you all for being very patient with us. So we're gonna pause the recording now, and then yeah, you can feel free to unmute yourself and take any other, ask your questions.